What's going on? It's Monday morning, about 7:30. I have kind of a weird week. The first few days are going to be kind of just like busy work, getting stuff done that's not directly work related. But then on Thursday, I'm going to Kansas City. For those of you that don't know, I'm from Kansas City. I spent my entire adult life there. That's where my family is. I have a shoot booked at the very first cocktail bar that I ever worked at. And then I might have another shoot with a guy who owns some nice cars, who wants some car content. Still trying to pin that down, but really excited about that opportunity. But what I'm really looking forward to the most is just seeing my family, my parents and my brother and sister. I miss them, and it'll be great to catch up with them. So today I'm gonna work on outreach for a little bit. I got to get my outreach game going. I've been slacking on it all year, and I really need to start building this business like aggressively. So getting on the outreach. I was gonna go to the gym, but I don't think I'm going to because I'm still super sore from Friday's workout. I think I'll just jump back into the routine on Wednesday. And I need to shop for some pants. I need pants. I don't have the pants that I need. And then I need to start planning out the content for the shoots that I have in Kansas City, as well as a shoot that I have immediately upon returning to Colorado Springs. And then probably gonna hang out with a buddy later tonight, so. So I was hanging out with my buddy Jordan last night, and while we were at dinner, the topic of AI came up. And AI is something that I really try and pay close attention to. I find it fascinating. I think it's gonna radically change the world over the next 10 years. And there's a lot of discussion online, especially in the filmmaking and content creation space, about how AI is gonna affect us. You know, with tools like OpenAI's Sora and, others that are creating, generative video just from a text prompt, it's getting better and better and better. So a lot of people are worried. You see a lot of videos online of people saying like, this isn't gonna affect us very much, and then there's other people saying like, this is gonna be devastating for filmmaking. I personally think it's gonna revolutionize filmmaking. It is gonna displace a lot of jobs, but it's gonna empower smaller studios to lean more into their creativity and not be so constrained by budget and things like that. I do think though that my business in particular, and content agencies like mine, will be a little bit more resilient to automation for a couple of main reasons. The first is that kind of like one of the biggest goals that I have as a content agency creating short form content for businesses is to help to humanize those businesses, to take the brand that is whatever business I'm working with and show the human side of it. Show that they are, kind and friendly and relatable and approachable, and showing the human element of it. One of the biggest problems I see with a lot of businesses, especially like businesses that are a little bit more corporate, have a little bit more structure, is their social media presence is just very corporate. It's kind of heartless. There's no human element to it. And that's one of the problems that I'm really trying to solve for these businesses, is making them human and approachable and relatable, so that when people come across them online, they're like, oh, that place actually looks chill. They look cool. They look friendly. That looks like a place that I would feel welcome. And even though I think that we will see a rise in like AI influencers and AI movie stars, there will always be that deep human need for connection with other humans. And I think, and I hope I'm right, but I think that we as the audience will always prefer that. I think that AI influencers and movie stars are going to be interesting, they're going to be novel, and I think people are going to be able to do some really creative and cool things with that. But that desire for connection with real humans will never ever go away. It's so deeply rooted into our psychology. And so with my business, with my content agency being completely based around bringing that human element to the forefront, I think it'll be a little bit more resistant to automation, because as of right now, there's no substitute for me showing up to a business with a camera, building a relationship with these people, getting creative and collaborative with them, having fun, laughing, and bringing all of that onto, mobile phone screens so that their potential clients can see what they have to offer and who they are. And I feel like that gives me a little bit of job security, hopefully. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you think about this whole AI in the filmmaking and content creation space issue. So. So it's Thursday morning. We're getting ready to pack up the car to head to Kansas City. I have to fit basically all of the camera gear that I own into this wagon right here, because I basically have to take everything that I own with me to Kansas City. So I think I got it. This will be our first trip across the country since we got this minivan. It is so nice to have so much room, because previously we did all of our road trips in my car. It's a great car and I love it, but boy is it cramped when you have 4 people, all of their luggage, and filmmaking equipment. Picking up the kids early from school, then we're gonna hit the road. Just a nice casual 8 or 9 hours of driving, so we're gonna get in pretty late. So we just pulled into Hays, Kansas, which is about halfway between Colorado Springs and Kansas City. I've done a lot of road trips in my day, but I have to say, this drive is particularly dull. It's just fields and windmills and grain towers, and then more fields and windmills and grain towers. It kind of feels like you're driving in a circle because you keep seeing the same thing over and over. Except once in a while you'll see a field that has a bunch of old cars in it, which is kind of cool, but overall, rating the drive from Colorado Springs to Kansas City on a scale of 1 to 10, it's Also, I just saw a guy walking around in the dark holding a tumbleweed that was absolutely enormous. It was like half the size of a Volkswagen. You ready for the last leg of the trip?
Yes, 4 hours. I'll sleep most of it.
For those of you that don't know, before I started my video business, I managed a cocktail bar for about... come on. Before I started my video business, I managed a cocktail bar for about 2 years. But before I managed the cocktail bar, I worked as a machinist for about 12 years with this guy. That's my dad. Now, tell me honestly, how good of a machinist was I?
Very good. You should have took over the shop.
You're just saying that.
No, you could have taken over the shop.
This building is actually where I started my video career journey, if you will. A long time ago, 6 or 7 years ago, I started a YouTube channel that was all about video games. A couple of you who watch these videos on this channel might remember that and might know what that channel is called, but I'm not going to tell you. But down here in the basement of our machine shop, I built this room. I put these walls up and insulated it. And this was the first place where I ever started making YouTube videos, is in this room that I put together. I built these sound absorbing panels, put them up in the ceiling, installed all the lights. And this space was the very first place that I started to make videos.
So make sure to subscribe and hit the notification button like this.
And this is really where I started to fall in love with creating content and making videos and just the process of it. I enjoy being on camera. I enjoy tinkering with things in the edit. I enjoy just hitting the publish button on a piece of content that I've created. I learned that that is so satisfying for me, and that sowed the seed that led me to where I am now, trying to build a video business where I can use that creativity and that creative process that I enjoy so much, and to use that to help other businesses be successful and myself to be successful. A lot of memories here. But the reason I'm here today is actually because I have a couple of small machining projects to do. I need to make a little piece that goes on my camera cage here, and then I also need to make something that goes on my tripod that will help me to get some creative shots in certain scenarios. So I'll show you when they're done. part number 1's finished. Part number 2's complete. You see, a lot of times when I'm out vlogging, I want to set my camera down on this side. I can set it down on this side, but because of like this being round, it rocks a lot. I want to be able to set it down on this side, but I can't because of this door here. If I set it down like this, it puts all the weight of the camera on this little door, and that won't do. So I made this little part, which goes right here, and it makes it so that when I do set the camera down on its side, all the weight goes into the structure of the camera cage and not onto the door and not onto the port. Perfect. So it's Saturday, about 3 p.m. I'm headed into Kansas City now. I know earlier I said that I'm from Kansas City, which is technically true, but I'm actually from a suburb of Kansas City called Lee Summit. That's where my family is, that's where we've been staying, so I'm heading into Kansas City now. I'm gonna go spend the rest of the night hanging out with my brother and seeing friends and staying up way past my bedtime, and I'm very excited.
No need to adjust your system. This song on the Jack Herrer cause it hits strong. Fist pump, rebel on the set, make your bitch jump. Doubt me, get in line cause the list long. Scandalous type Nick song. Mellow in your face like the Knicks on. Dick long, gripped in the pits with my wits on. Blow quick, short wick on a lip balm.
So this is my brother. He hired me for the job at the Mercury Room. Be honest, how good of a manager was I?
9 out of 10.
What? So I just had dinner with my brother. Now I'm gonna show you the bar that I used to manage. The bar is on the 14th floor of a building in downtown Kansas City, and it has the best view of the Kansas City skyline in the whole city. This is where I spent almost every night for about 2 years. I helped to open this bar, and this is the view. Not too shabby.
Hey, I didn't even get to really say hi to you earlier.
I know.
So, what's going on?
How you doing? This is KJ.
What's up, y'all? Better strong, any record inspector on. I transform to a beast, call me Predacon. Upper echelon, Deco rep till he dead and gone. Was an ex-con, now I get my checks on. Now a nigga's alright, like I'm never wrong. Headstrong.
Did you ever do what we talked about a long time ago, to where like you do a demo for a Fortune 500 company and send it to people on LinkedIn, the video?
Not yet.
Telling you do a Topo Chico thing in your garage, like you love it, and you start just blasting people on LinkedIn that work for Topo Chico marketing company.
Yeah, I need
just
to.
give them like a fucking retainer amount, and I'll do this for you all every time for your social. I guarantee they'll bite immediately, dude.
I'm gonna try that this year.
Stepping through a present day Lebanon. Like Marvin, I get it on. Rebel gon' set it off in a jet set with a weather sports. Florida, something.
Listen, I'm a visionary, killing this. I'm still in this. Hang with a gang that's feeling this, building this from the ground up. Turn the sound up. Lounge around, let the beat pound like a village of the handgun. Can't come close, I'm a phantom. Your brand ain't a movement and your jam ain't an anthem. Tantrum, crying bitch, a battle and your dying wish. I'm a genie that'll grant that shit. I insist, fly shit. Shrunken low sweater, yeah, we tighten it. Tight kicks, flow holy water like Christ spit. Ice pick, spin that motherfucker like a nice stick. Prisoners,
What's up, dude?
that I am my shit. Prisoners, take a deep breath, I mean no recess.
So it's coming up on 1 o'clock. Still hanging out and having a great time. It's so good to catch up with people. I have to say, like, I really feel like a sense of community here in a way that I have not achieved in Colorado Springs yet. And it's something I'm working towards. Man, it feels good to be home. It's almost 3 a.m. I haven't stayed up this late in a minute, but it was so fun catching up with friends. I'm gonna drive home, and then I'm gonna sleep for not enough hours, but that's okay. You gotta do it every once in a while.